Hello, this is Custard Trout reporting for Addict to Fiction. I'm joined with
Geraint Evans from Zen United.
Today they're showcasing Persona 4. Would you like to tell us a little bit about the game?
It's, if anybody's a fan of Blazblue, of Arc System Works Fighters, it's basically the sequel to Persona 4, the RPG, but it's been made by Arc System Works, so it's a 2D fighting game. So there's two sides to it really. So on the one side you've got a really deep but really accessible fighting game from Arc, and the other side of it is a 30-hour long single-player story mode which carries on from the events from the end of Persona 4. So it's a fighting game, but it's got a massive, massive story to it. So anybody who's a fan of the RPG series will get a lot out of this one.
As well as Persona 4, we've also we know that you bring us Blazblue. Is there anything you'd like to tell us about Blazblue, perhaps for people that haven't played the games before?
Well, the version of Blazblue that we've got out at the moment is the most complete version, basically. It's got all the characters in it, all the DLC that was out previously, and it's also got the original Calamity Trigger story in there as well. So again, typical of an Arc System Works fighter, there's probably about 50 hours worth of story in there, so you've got all of Calamity Trigger and all of Continuum Shift. So if you're a fan of RPGs but not necessarily a big fan of fighting games, you'll still find a huge amount to enjoy there. And Blazblue's really kind of Arc System Works flagship fighting series. And their kind of trademark really is 2D sprites and animation, which are just untouchable really in terms of their quality, in terms of the fluidity, in terms of the detail, and the kind of characters that they use are quite kind of fantastical. So as far as 2D fighting games go, I think Arc are probably the best company working in that field at the moment.
Would you say the main thing that separates these games is the huge campaign, or is there something else that you feel separates these games from other 2D fighters?
The story mode is obviously a massive part of that, because fighting games don't tend to be that much fun if you're playing on your own, but Arc System Works make games that have a huge amount of content, so the story is absolutely epic, which is a massive change. But I think the other thing that really separates them from other fighting games is Arc have a really good talent of making a really diverse character roster. So in a lot of fighting games you'll have a situation where if you're really good with one character, then you can kind of transfer those skills onto another one. There's not that much difference. But with an Arc System Works fighter, every single character is so unique and so different that they're almost like a game in themselves. And I think that's what gives them the kind of richness and the kind of depth that you don't really find in a lot of other fighters.
Your company is very well known for doing great limited editions. With Persona 4 Arena, is there anything we should be looking out for?
Yeah, we haven't announced anything yet, but we get a lot of questions about this. But as a lot of people know, there has been a bit of a delay in the release, so we're hoping to get that resolved soon. And as a kind of reward, I think, for people having to wait, we will create a special package, which I hope everybody will look forward to.
Is there any chance you can tell us a little bit more about?
I wish I could, but we will be announcing that soon. So look out for that.
Has the reception for Persona 4 Arena been very good here, or?
Yeah, it's amazing actually. One thing we found when we've sort of taken Blazblue around is we'll get a lot of the kind of really hardcore guys that will come and play. But I think what really marks out Persona 4 Arena is we've had a really good mix. So we've had all the kind of Blazblue and the kind of 2D fighting guys have come and really enjoy it because it's quite a complex fighter. But we've also found a lot of young people, a lot of people who don't normally play fighting games have come over to come and try it, and they found it really easy to play. So we've had a really good spread of people, and the stand's been really busy all weekend, so it's brilliant to see.
Do you feel there'll be any more DLC for Blazblue? Is your main focus on Persona 4 Arena at the minute? Yeah,
the main focus for us is Persona 4 Arena, just getting it out there and getting into the hands of people is our sort of main concern. But in terms of what's next for Blazblue, recently Arc System Works announced Blazblue Chrono Phantasma, and that's going to be the third kind of part in the kind of epic story. And again, sort of typical of Arc really, rather than just kind of releasing a game that's very similar, in Chrono Phantasma you'll see some new characters. You'll see the existing characters have changed a huge amount, so they're almost like different characters in themselves. And they've also introduced brand new systems into the game, like the new overdrive system, where rather than using a burst, you can actually use it to overpower your character. So there's going to be some massive changes to Blazblue, and hopefully we'll be able to announce something next year as to when that will be coming out.
Excellent. Do we have a release date on Arena, or is it just as soon as we can?
Not at the moment. We'd like to. We'd really like to get it out by the end of the year, but until we get the EU build, then it's difficult for us to say. But again, we'll announce it very soon. And if you keep an eye on our Facebook page, which is Facebook Persona Europe, any kind of updates on what's going on with that will be posted onto there.
Excellent. One last thing for our viewers, we have Arcana Hearts 3 and some various other goodies involving the game. Obviously, as I've mentioned on our Facebook, Addict to Fiction, that we're giving them all away once we reach 1 million views to any of our subscribers. But is there anything you'd like to tell anyone about Arcana Hearts 3?
Yeah, Arcana Heart 3 is it's another 2D fighter which we published with Arc System Works, and it's very unique in that it's an all-girl fighter, but it's got a really clever system in it where you choose a character and you also choose like an Arcana alignment. So you can kind of customize your characters really, really well. And it was a bit of a surprise for us last year because we took a bit of a risk on it. We really liked the game and we decided to release it, but it's one of those games where not many people know about it, but when we released it, it actually turned out to be hugely popular and massively successful for us. So if you haven't had the chance to play it before, I hope people pick it up and see what it's got to offer.
So you want to win that, don't you? Subscribe to our channel. Thank you.
It's a limited edition as well. It's a really, really nice package. So and it's very heavy. It's got a lovely art book in it. So whoever wins it is going to be very happy.
Thank you very much for that.
No worries. It's a pleasure. Good to see you again. Cheers.